Narendra Modi will talk about at the UN on the 26th, 27th when he has his speech on Friday. The Prime Minister saying it is for that very reason. We've already, for the last 1.5 months, the Army, DGI, SPR, various people from the Foreign Office have been saying this statement already, that we think India will conduct a false flag operation, and they will claim that terrorists have gone over the border. And that is the reason why the Prime Minister has once again reiterated this point, that you are not a friend of Kashmiris. You are going to delegitimize their cause, their claims. If you do this, do not go over any border, whether it's from Pakistan or for anyone else. You're not helping Pakistan by doing that, and you're not helping the Kashmiris by doing that. The Indians will definitely want something like that to happen, and we would not be surprised if even before the discussion that the talk that Modi gives in the UNGA, something like that happens. If we see in 2016 when Burhan Wani was martyred, straight after that, there was an uproar all over the world where what was happening to the Kashmiris was being covered by Western press, just like it is right now. For almost 3 months, there was a curfew in Kashmir after Burhan Wani's death, and then all of a sudden, Uri happened. And Uri was claimed that, Pakistani-based militants have done this, and the Indians had a story to tell the world, and the world switched over and took their side. And that is what, of course, Pakistanis and Kashmiris are worried about right now, that Indians will be interested in creating another false flag operation.
We are expecting that not only Prime Minister Imran Khan will emphasize on the case of Kashmiris, rather the other Muslim country heads should mention it and should clarify their position. I'm sorry to say that the rest of the world still, I was expecting them to come more clearly against whatever happening in Kashmir. But because of their political, I should say, problems or whatever reasons, they are not condemning this so strongly what they should have done it. On the second, I will say that yes, Prime Minister Imran Khan is going to put Kashmiri people case very strongly, and people of Kashmir are looking forward for that.
I'd just add in there that I would not expect too much strong statements from the Muslim world, because they've let us down on every single occasion when it comes to Kashmir. They just give no importance whatsoever to Kashmiris. Arab countries think this is a South Asian problem. They do not think of this as a Muslim problem.
Right.
We, on the other hand, have thought of Palestine as a Muslim problem, and we do not consider it an Arab problem. So we need to reevaluate our own position on Palestine. Why do we take Palestine's position? If we consider that a Muslim problem, then the very least the Arab countries need to do is consider Kashmir as a Muslim problem. But in going to UNGA, I don't expect much strong statements from most of the other countries. A special session was not even held at the UNHCR in Geneva. So yes, 58 countries came out and signed a declaration saying, no, this is the wrong, what is happening there. But most of those countries were very small African countries. They hardly matter in the real world. No special session was held by the United Nations Human Rights Council. If they didn't do anything, what are we expecting from the UNGA meeting? What I think is more important is the Prime Minister and all his team needs to have hundreds of meetings altogether with people in Washington, with people in New York, with the diaspora, with the people who matter, with newspaper editors. They should be sitting down with the New York Times, with the Washington Post. In every single think tank around the country, they should be sitting down, and they should be highlighting the human rights violations that are happening in Kashmir, and they should be highlighting the self-determination case. And in my view, we should not go on about the nuclear weapons thing. The reason being that when we talk about nuclear weapons, everybody wants to get rid of ours. They don't think of it. So we'll go down the wrong track if we start talking about nuclear weapons. Everybody knows we are a nuclear country. Everybody knows India is a nuclear country, and everybody knows what can happen, right? We have to talk about Kashmir, their human rights, and their right to self-determination.
But isn't the threat of a possible escalation between two nuclear armed states an incentive for the international community to take the issue of Kashmir seriously?
But realistically, a nuclear war is not going to happen.
So that's what Prime Minister Imran Khan has mentioned a few times, and not only Prime Minister Imran, most of the think tanks in Pentagon and everywhere, if you go into so many reports, they are saying that this is the most dangerous flashpoint of nuclear war in the world, and that's why the whole, the G8 countries and other countries, they should intervene.
But that's exactly why we don't need to make that point, because they're making it for us. If we start talking about nuclear war, the next thing they're going to think of when things are not going so well in our favor, they'll think we need to take out their nuclear arms, because then the track, you'll start a new track of thinking, right?